here with Bart Posey. He is the president of SDS, a third-party administrator for the American Trade Association. And Bart, I know that you have processed thousands of claims for members of the ATA. What stands out about the claims that you process for them?
Well, 97 to 99% of the claims that the ATA members have fall under the $5,000 range, which means each person that's on the $5,000 plan is out of pocket just their deductible, which is $200.
Now, outside of that, do you, I know a lot of other plans out there that offer higher coverage also probably still fall within that $5,000 limit?
Right. I mean, even if you have a true major medical plan that has $1 million cap on it, 95 to 97% of those claims are still going to fall under the $5,000 range.
I also understand the American Trade Association has some pretty neat discounts, if you will, or savings within their network. Can you tell me a little bit about those?
Well, ATA is hooked in with the largest PPO network in the country, and the ATA passes on the network discount to the member.
Okay, so I've seen explanation of benefits from members of the ATA, and it's absolutely astounding. I mean, you'll see a bill that was $25,000, and even before the insurance part kicks in, the discounts alone can take it substantially down. Has that been your experience, or how do you explain that?
Yeah, I mean, the PPO network providers, the doctor visits are somewhere in the $30 to $40 range. The hospitals are anywhere from 25 to 40% discounts. It all depends on what facility they're at to maximize the discount.
Now, also understand that in addition to the per occurrence cap, you also have, there's additional benefits, for instance, if it was an accident.
Right. The ATA offers a $25,000 accident plan that comes along with each member has a $25,000 plan.
Okay, so can you explain to me, we say per occurrence. You know, my son goes in for, because he's got some flu symptoms, but then, you know, 2 weeks later, he's playing soccer and he twists his ankle. How does ATA cover that? How is that handled?
Well, the way the plans work, they have a per occurrence plan, means they have a $5,000 or $7,500 maximum per illness. So if your son has a flu and then next week he has a broke leg, they have $7,500 worth of coverage per illness.
So it's each one, it's not combined, okay. Correct. And that's obviously the per occurrence, okay. I also understand that there's a lot of benefits associated with the ATA. Are you familiar with some of the benefits, even in addition to their insurance plans?
Well, their main plan that we see they're using the most is their drug program. They do have a true drug card. It's not a discount plan. It's a...
What's the difference?
Well, a true drug plan is where the insurance carrier pays part of the prescription drug cost. In ATA's situation, they have a 50-50 copay where if the drug is $7, the member pays $3.50, the insurance carrier pays $3.50, versus a discount card where you go in and you just get a typical 10, 15, 20% discount off the drug.
Okay, and is there also a discount associated before the 50% of the...
Right. The ATA through Express Scripts has a negotiated rate of 16.5% below wholesale, and then at that point it's 50-50.
So it's even better than 50-50.
Right.
How about some of the other benefits I know I've heard of, not yet used, a teledoc, but I understand it's a fantastic program?
ATA has a teledoc program to where you can go online, enter all of your information, your family's information. If you're out of town on vacation, you can phone up teledoc, tell them your symptoms. A licensed doctor in that state will talk with you, go over your symptoms, and also prescribe medication right there over the phone.
Now that's amazing. I have a young family. We've been on vacation. You know, one of them gets a runny nose. Mom's got to run down to the local clinic, stand in line, wait, see somebody, knowing full well they're probably going to prescribe some antibiotics or something. So how would it work in this case?
You call up the 800 number, give them your member ID number of the ATA. A licensed physician will get on the line, talk with you about your symptoms, and then at that point in time, make a diagnostic decision and prescribe a medication.
So instead of standing in line at the local clinic, we're off to the drugstore to pick up the prescription.
Correct.
That's pretty neat. Bart, I know you have a lot of experience with insurance and employers especially, and you and I have talked that a lot of employers are cutting back. They've either offered their employees a high deductible plan, a major medical, which most of the time the employees really don't get to use them.
Right. You know, what we're seeing out there in the marketplace today is employers have went to a high deductible major medical, and most employees can't opt in their families. They're not even being able to cover their wife and children because their portion of the premium is so high. With the ATA plans, they can actually add their spouse and or family for around the same money that they're paying for themselves now.
So these plans that the employers are moving to, which are the high deductible, so let's say typical one might be about a, what, $5,000 deductible?
Most cases.
Okay, so how often is the employee really benefiting from it? How often are they even using it? It seems like if they've got to pay everything out of pocket up to $5,000, is that right?
Right.
So are they even getting an...
Most employees are never hit their $5,000 deductible, so the burden falls on them to pay 100% of their medical bills up to $5,000.
So I guess the employer looks good because they're offering health insurance coverage, but they're doing it at such a high level the employees never benefit.
Correct.
Now, what would be a good alternative then with your knowledge of the ATA plan, which actually is kind of interesting to me because it seems like the employers are covering those roughly 3% of the time, very rarely used, and leaving the employee exposed 97% of the time. And from what I understand, with the ATA plan, the employee can be covered 90% of the time, leaving themselves exposed for the 3%, but they could do it at less. That's when they use it the most, and they could do it for less of a cost.
Right. Typically, 97% of the claims that come into our office out of the ATA membership, they have somewhere in the neighborhood of 20,000 members using the plan, and those claims are falling under 5,000. So if they were on a typical ATA plan, they would have a $200 deductible, and then they would either be on an 80-20 or 90-10 plan, which means when they needed coverage the most, their plan was there to kick in.
Yeah, I guess if I was an employer, all things being equal, I'd rather see my employees benefit from the use of health insurance the 97% of the time, and then kind of have to figure out what they're going to do the 3% as opposed to the way it is right now.
Right. I mean, the plans that the ATA offers are a lot better than a $5,000 deductible.
And why?
Well, like I say, they can use them from day one. They can get their welcome kit in the mail. They can go to the doctor as soon as their effective date is, and they can start using them because 90% of Americans only use their health insurance for doctor visits or some type of illness. And the ATA plans start from day one with first dollar coverage. So
now, what about employees who may have in the past been turned down because of some medical issues?
ATA plans are all guaranteed issue or guaranteed acceptance, meaning no matter what you've had in your past, you can apply to be a member of the ATA and pick which level of benefits you want.
Now, for those who want additional coverage, for those who are concerned about, the few percent where they may go over the cap, obviously, if they have no insurance right now, then they're 100% exposed. So you were protecting them for the 97% of the time, and that's great. But for those who are interested in protecting themselves over the cap, what would somebody with your background recommend?
Well, the ATA offers a critical illness plan. It's a $5, $10, $15, $20, $25,000 plan. Pick and choose which level of benefits you want, and it covers heart attacks, strokes, cancers, bypass surgeries, 25 different types of illnesses.
And that would be for over and above when the cap runs out?
Right, over and above the per occurrence plan.
Okay, very good.